Like so much of our literature today, what has been written about elementals is more of a hindrance than a help in understanding these dynamic, fluid energies which we have trivialized for children or fantasized for adults. Before entering their real world, we have to lay aside all that we have ever heard about them, or we will have little chance of ever seeing them or of understanding what I am trying to put into words that may not correspond to any experience you have had. On every plane of existence, there are various types of energy interactions. Where energy gathers and the interaction is stronger, something can appear which is more clearly visible to the psyche. We find therefore that unless we get away from our conditioning to expect definite forms and shapes, and unless we realize that we ourselves take part in the process of shaping our impressions, then we will never fully appreciate all other kingdoms. The kingdoms too are linked with rays. Some of the most beautiful experiences you can have are with the golden rays of the devas. Compared to them, some of the minor rays are not so bright nor so beautiful, but still inhabitable. All rays are expressed in various ways, and there are good and evil elementals. Therefore, we have to be aware of their various aspects. So if you think of the shapes that elementals could possibly take, then we can see that these shapes are largely formed because we tend to link into certain mental patterns. These patterns can mean that from previous lives or previous conditionings, there have been pathways set up so that we always tend to experience things in a certain way, often dressed in the style of either the life we are now living or the style of the life that we have lived before. These active creations are found in various levels of existence, and there has been great controversy as to whether they exist at all. For me, it was not until I had the Kundalini experience and could see energy fields that the first little fairy appeared in my life. He himself was very keen to communicate, and I found to my delight that we could hold some form of conversation simply because I was transmitting sound waves to him and he was transmitting sound back to me. I think the important thing to understand is that I was actually reacting to a certain type of energy field within another dimension, which had freely come through to me because I was seeing through into that dimension. When it became possible for me to see many elementals, I found them a great nuisance rather than a joy to be with, because it was very disturbing. However, I do admit that with the help of devas, it is possible to grow an extraordinary garden. There are benevolent energies around and energies which are not so pure and beautiful.